Alrighty, hello there everyone and welcome to the Racing Formula League channel. We are here, as you can see, at Belgium for what is going to be round number 3 of RFL Season 16. And we have dry conditions for qualifying. And we will of course be underway with qualifying very shortly indeed, and we'll see who goes out on track first and who we will be riding on board with for a lap. Of course, it's the longest track on the F1 calendar. I believe it's over 7 kilometers long, and is going to be a 22 lap race as well for us. So, who's going to come out of the garage first? Looks like somebody is out, and it is Light Shock in the Cadillac here for this evening. And so we'll see how they get on this evening. It's been, for Light Shock, it's been a 5th place finish at Miami and a 6th place at Britain for the first 2 rounds of the season. Driving for Ferrari that time, but now it is the Cadillac he has jumped into for this evening's Belgian Grand Prix, of course round number 3, as we've said. And so, yeah, of course a long lap to prepare, and so it's maybe a little bit, you can afford a little bit less to mess up a lap with less time for you to go round. Obviously you need to leave more time to go out the garage towards the end of the session. You'd need probably at least 2 minutes, if not 2.5 minutes. So that is that. But Light Shock through the bus stop chicane. That's a wide entrance, and starts a lap of this Spa-Francorchamps circuit. We'll go on board for the lap here into La Source, taking a nice amount of curb, and now heading down the hill towards Eau Rouge, and then up the hill towards Vadion. 7th gear through Eau Rouge, now through Kemmel, and now the Kemmel straight, and of course the activator open, and into Les Combes, I think this is, and then it's what's that town called that's nearby? I forgot what that's called, but it'll come back. I think I forgot last season as well the name of that corner, but this is no name. There's no name to forget for this corner. Now heading down the hill towards Pouillon. Was it flat out? Not quite sure there. Malmedy, that's the corner at the top of the hill that I forgot. Now into the Fagnes chicane. And let's see through here. Now into Stavelot. And then Paul Frere, this one. I think of the wrong circuit. I think that's Paul Frere, that corner, but do correct me of course if I'm wrong. And then of course we know this corner, launching on flat out left-handed, and then we head towards the bus stop chicane, going through nicely, and foot to the floor and across the line. Light Shock sets a 1:46.3 as the benchmark time. Another couple of cars around the final corner. It's Harrier with a 45.2 and Matty with a 48.0. So it's Harrier very much setting the early pace here. The two Haas cars have come out together, and Abel is going through the bus stop. Oh, they've gone too deep into the bus stop. They've invalidated their time at the very end there. How does his Haas teammate do? Zombie across the line. It's P3 a 46.9. And one of the Ferraris of Matthew rounding the final corner. It's P4 for them now, a 47.4. That would have been the Red Bull of Samurai. No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been the Aston of Kozlesko into the... No, Kozlesko's crossing the line. I need to get my eye test. Should I go for an eye test? Probably. Anyway, it's a 46.2 for Kozlesko. And it's Sproate going 5th there for McLaren, a 47.1. Verstappen 95 also is now into the gravel. Don't know how they've managed to go. Well, probably let someone past. So we'll let him off there. We've got Master Chef in the Ferrari. He has gone on a 47.5. Leo just crossed the line there. They've set 48.4. Did somebody else cross the line there? Not sure. Validated that. It is pips and into the pips. Able of it here. Valid. Who's going to be on the lap here? RVZ on the lap potentially. Not sure. Is it a push lap or not? Doesn't. Is it a push lap? I do not know at this moment in time. So we'll have a look to see as we go through. Oh, of course, you can't really see any sort of delta time. I think this is actually a push lap, so 118. So yeah, there is a push lap here from what I wasn't quite sure to begin with, but on we go. Flat out through Blanchimont, a little downshift there, and some active aero for about 200 metres into the bus stop chicane. And round the final corner for RVZ in the Mercedes this evening, and that's a 48.1. Of course, last time out in Britain they were in the Alpine, but it's the Mercedes car this evening for RVZ. Matthew's gone for another lap here. It looks like they're a 10th up on their time through Sector 1. So let's see how this lap goes for the Ferrari man into Blanchimont. Not Blanchimont, sorry, Pouon. And through towards the Ferrari chicane now. We'll get the sector time as we head towards Stavro now. And it's 8/10 up for Matthew. So on for a good improvement here. And now through Blanchimont they will go, and then just the bus stop chicane to go for Matthew here. Heading into the braking zone now. And what's this time going to be here? Cross the line, and it is a slight improvement, doesn't improve position in the end. However though, Tom Gorian. Are they on the lap? Yes they are, but Samurai closer to finishing the lap. A 16.4 is the time after sector 2, so Can they get into maybe the top 5, top 3 maybe even? We'll see shortly enough. Through Blanchimont and towards the bus stop chicane. Into the braking zone now. And what's it going to be for Samurai? Where do they set their first lap of the session? Where does it put them? It's up to P4, a 46.4 for the Red Bull driver. And so Tom will be next, I believe. Right, so Tom Gorian in the Williams, heading towards the bus stop chicane. Last time out it was a P3 on the podium for Tom, and driver of the day as well, but now he crosses the line. It's P2 for Tom, a 45.8 is the time. And are we going to see starting lap? Is it able on a lap time here? I think so. But Tarrier, a 45.1 for the V-Carb driver, and further cements himself onto that provisional pole position. Who's that? It's Light Shock, and they are up on their time. Where can they put themselves? Cross line for Light Shock, and it's P3 at 46.0 for Light Shock. And we go back towards Abel in the Haas. They will be setting their first time of the session, so let's see where they can place themselves. Into the bus stop chicane. Can they keep it in those white lines this time round? And yes, they keep 2 tyres clearly on the track, and it's P6, a 46.7 for the Haas driver. Ferrari of Master Chef across the line. I think which I will do next. It's Vapid to set his first time. And so heading towards the bus stop chicane. What can Vapid do here for Audi? Through the bus stop chicane, rounding of course the final corner and across the line. Where is it going to be? It's going to be P2 for Vapid, a 45.7, provisionally on the front row of the grid. And so Verstappen 95. In the other Audi car, they are on a lap here and rounding the final corner to complete the lap. Where is it going to put Verstappen 95? It's going to be P13 at 47.7. And now 5 minutes to go. It's going to be everyone thinking about their final laps of the session. Abel isn't a push lap. Master Chef, are they? Not too sure, but we'll have a look and see if they are on a push lap or not. Round Blanchimont goes the Ferrari. Can they improve on P11? Can they get themselves into the top 10 here? Into the bus stop chicane. And no, it's not going to be an improvement for MasterChef. Maybe they were prepping to start their lap now here. So the same for Zombie, I think, as well. They were just starting in their lap. So we'll have a look through Eau Rouge. Nice camera angle for probably one of, if not the best corners in F1. There is no debating that. And look down the Camel Straight there into Lake Holm. And I'm just going to check I've got all my corner names correct, because it would not be good if I was getting any of them wrong. Yeah, any... Okay, I think we're all correct, I believe. Yeah, okay. So... nice one. So now, we are going to be getting drivers who are heading towards the start-finish line to complete their laps. Quite a few drivers on out laps as well. A lot of cars currently on the Camel Straight there, as we can see on the track map. But now it's the Ferrari of Master Chef. They improved their time, but they stay P11. What about Zombie? They go ahead of their teammate with a 46.6 and P7 for the Haas of Zombie. And who's next across the line? It is Tarrier on an outlap there, so that is not going to be him next. Also Light Shocks on an outlap, which is on a lap. That's invalid, so yeah, Samurai, they're not improving, is Samurai. That's right. Kirby on a lap, their first of the session, and a wee bit of traffic up ahead potentially. Hopefully it's not going to affect the downforce levels, but we'll see. Into the bus stop chicane goes Kirby here, and what sort of time is it going to be for the American as they head across the line now? And it's a 48.7. Goes P16 for the moment. Goes on a lap. Tarrier's up on his time. Light Shock's up on his time. Is that Small Girl? No, they've invalidated, so they're going to be starting a lap very soon. Right. Who's next across the line? I do not know. That's into the pits. RF's end, I think, in the garages there. It's Harrier. He was on a lap, wasn't he? And he's marginally improving as the V-Carb man. And through the bus stop chicane, around the final corner, of course. And what's it going to be for Tarrier? 44.7 for Tarrier. And puts almost a second gap behind him. Master Chef? Nope. Okay, Matthew wasn't on a lap there, so that's him going to be seeing the checkered flag, but that's Light Shock. Across the line it's 45.8 and marginally loses out to Tom Gorian there. And I think, because let's go round in the bus stop, yes he is, he has got a slight improvement through the middle sector. What's he going to do? Neither because Let's Go nor Samurai improves on the third row provisionally. And now it's Abel approaching the bus stop chicane. That's Matty 12th, the best for them. Abel 8th, the best for them. Small Girl on there. Oh, they've invalidated, so they're going to be 17th on the grid. Verstappen 95, not on a push lap. Neither is Master Chef, so just the top three now. But we need to decide. Tom Gorian rounding the final corner. What can he do? It's P2 for him. What can Vapid do in the Audi? It's P3 Rapids. So there you go. That is that for qualifying, and it's Tarrier pole position ahead of Tom Gorian, who completes the front row, and it will be Rapid third, Light Shock fourth, Kozlasko fifth, Samurai sixth, two Haas's on row 4, and then go back through the order when we get the results screen. So, Tarrier pole position with Tom Gorian rounding out the front row. Then it's Vapid, Light Shock, Kozlesko, and Samurai with Zombie and Abel, the two Haas's, and then Sproit and Matthew complete the top 10. Then it's Master Chef, Matty Verstappen, RBZ, Leo, Kirby, and Small Girl. The grid for this evening. So, of course, now we will have a slight interlude, and so now is, of course, your chance, if you're, of course, watching here live, to get yourself any sort of comfort breaks you may need, get yourself any sort of refreshments, and if you're not watching live, then you can skip forward a few minutes on the, well, either on the Twitch or, of course, on the YouTube as well. So I will, of course, be back with you all very shortly indeed, and hopefully we get a very enthralling race for us. Okay, so welcome back everyone, and we will now have a look at what tyre everyone has decided to start the race on. And so, just check. All good there. So, we have, I'd say, probably a majority going medium tyre to start with, but we do have 6 drivers who have chosen the hard to start with, so those 6 drivers are Light Shot, Kozlezko, Spro 8, Verstappen 95, RVZ and TM Kirby. So they've chosen the hards, and then all the others have of course chosen the mediums, as we can see. And so 17 cars here tonight, and a 22 laps of the wonderful Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Pretty much a year since I went there myself. It was a very good experience. So yeah, if you ever get the chance, then don't hesitate to take yourself up on it, I would say. But anyway, we have one car who has unfortunately found themselves disqualified from the formation lap, and so they will have slightly cold tyres and a slightly less than ideal position in the grid box. They'll be maybe a metre or 2 back from where they'd ideally want to be. Tarrier getting himself a lovely, not, well, I was going to use, it's a very not straight angle he's used there, so he's angled himself very much towards Tom to cover him off, but we'll see how that works out when the lights get underway. So we are here at Belgium for round 3 of the Racing Formula League season 16. The 5 red lights are on, and it's going to be lights out and away we go. Tarrier, he's angled himself towards Tom on the front row of the grid, who will come out on top into La Source corner, and obviously very congested into, oh, it's a Ferrari spinning round. That, I think, is Master Chef, and he will have lost, well, all the positions there, as now we head up through Eau Rouge and on to Radion as well, nose to tail of course, and oh, it's side by side for the top 3 positions. Tarrier having to defend here, Vapid going for a move, and he's gone up to second position on Tom Gorian, but will he complete it? And he's going to try to take the lead as well away from Tarrier. Oh, it's 3 wide and into Malmedy. Vapid takes the lead of the race here. What will be the response from Tarrier though? Into the Brussels here when we go side by side. A little bit further back, Zombie up to 4th ahead of Samurai. And so, with Vapid in the lead, can he hold on to it? And it's also side by side between Kozlezko and Matthew, as Matthew gets through up the inside into Pool and corner. And a lovely move there. And speaking of moves, Samurai makes one on Zombie, back up to 4th for them. And so I think they're all settling into position now. Yep. And Kirby on the tail there. And so, speaking of being on the tail, Tarrier's right on the tail of Vapid now, and they're going to go side by side. Can Tom get in on the action as well, as they now head through Blanchimont side by side? Tarrier and Vapid still, they go through, and Tom's trying to squeeze in as well if it's possible. There's not quite the space for the Williams driver into the bus stop chicane. Lots of side by side action as Vapid hangs it around the outside and retains the lead of the race for now. Tarrier having another look into the La Source hairpin. Tom's trying to get in as well. But who is going to settle? Are they going? Oh, it's 3 wide into Eau Rouge, and somebody has to back out. And it was Vapid backing out. Tom takes the lead now ahead of Tarrier, and now who's going to be vulnerable here? Looks like Tarrier. Is he going to go for the move into Lecombe? Not quite able to, and it's Tom who now has the lead here as we're on to the top of the hill after lap number 2. And so, oh, it's that Matthew going for a move on Lightshock. He made an attempt, wasn't quite on there. And so Tom leads, Tarrier second, Vapton third, Samurai P4, Zombie P5 as well. As of course nose to tail through here. Who has managed their battery the best throughout the first couple of laps of the race? Who has kept some in reserve? But Vapid has got the Red Bull Samurai all over the view in his rear view mirrors. And Samurai trying to get up the inside. Kozlesko though makes a move for P7 ahead of Matthew. And Lightshock also making a move as well into the bus stop chicane. He goes. Lightshock makes the move for P5 ahead of Zombie, who is now P6. At the end of lap 2, it's Tom McGurian leading the way. And what sort of action is going to be into La Source this time round? At the Alpine of Matty trying to have a look. Isn't quite coming off there. Back we go towards the front. Is Tom going to be vulnerable? Is he going to be able to defend? And who will be making moves this time round? It's going to be Tarrier to attempt the move. Is he? Side by side they go towards the Lecombe chicane, and Tarrier now taking the lead back, but has he gone too deep into the chicane? Tom Gorian trying to get it back through, but just doesn't quite work out for the Williams driver. He has to settle for P2 now for the moment. And now we've got the Red Bull of Samurai going up the inside of Vapid into Puon corner, and that is move complete for the Red Bull driver. Can he maybe get another position? He's right on the tail of Tom now. And let's see what now occurs. Nose to tail. Top, what is that? Top 8, all still within the overtake mode. So, under pressure is Tarrier from Tom Gorian, who makes his way through, and does Samurai do the same as well into Blanchimont. Oh, side by side they go. And now who's going to come out on top? Into the bus stop chicane now. What is going to happen here? A little bit of a lock up from Samurai, but what is going to happen through the bus stop chicane? And who's going to get the advantage through the straight here? And it's Tarrier. Stakes his claim on P2 once more. And now they head down the hill once again towards Eau Rouge. Lovely view there, but Tom under pressure from Tarrier, and side by side they go through the Kemmel Straight. Tarrier takes the lead now of this Belgian Grand Prix, but will Tom get an opportunity to go back through? Not into Lecombe this time round. And so they do indeed settle for now. I believe that was part of the 12th position going on there. Matthew has also gained a position there on Abel, and completes now the move as well. But is Abel trying to get back through? Yes, they are. Side by side into Puon corner. They give each other the space, but it's Matthew who has that position now. Well, a little bit further forward, Kozlesko and Zombie, they are in battle, and it's Kozlesko P6 for now. And right, so now is Tarrier going to be under some pressure? Is Tom going to be under some pressure? Samurai going side by side. Can he get the two of them? He can indeed. Samurai now takes the lead, and we head through Blanchimont, nose to tail completely, and it's almost 4 wide here into the bus stop chicane. Not quite, but it looked almost the case. Lightshock getting in on the action. They have taken P3 away from Tarrier. As we have a yellow flag. RVZ, unfortunately, yellow flags for them. Into a source corner. No Satella at the front here. And what's going to happen this lap round? Tom with the lead, but is he going to be under some pressure? It's almost as if these guys are just trading the lead at the moment, and it's Samurai who will now go alongside. Who's going to come out on top? Oh, it's not quite the lead for Samurai. Lightshock having a look, Tarrier also having a look, and he has got P3 back away from Lightshock there. Good opportunistic move there from Tarrier to get himself back to P3. But this top 5, trading positions left, right and centre here. They've created a little bit of a gap back to Kozlowski in P6, but only 1 second, and that could very easily close up again. And now Tarrier all over the back of Samurai, and side by side they go into the fan chicane. Oh, there was a little bit of wheel touch in there, and Samurai keeps the position for now. So Tarrier just needs to be a little bit more patient, but I'm sure an opportunity will arise for the Racing Bulls driver. As now we head towards Blanchimont once again. We're on board here with LTK Tarrier. So downshift 7 through Blanchimont, and do they go side by side? Yes, they do. And who's going to come out on top here? A little bit of a lock up from Samurai, but who's got the position covered this time? It is Samurai defending the position there. A lot of action going on as side by side for Abel, as Zombie into the pits for Haas. First into the pits here this evening. But what is going to be happening in this front group? Lightshock all over the back of the Red Bull of Samurai. Into Eau Rouge side by side. Oh, Samurai needing to back out, and now Tarrier's going to be under some pressure, but Samurai can come back through as well. And who will take P2 here? It's the Red Bull of Samurai for now. Is he going to go for the lead as well? He is. Samurai up the inside and takes the lead once again here of this Belgian Grand Prix. And it's been absolutely action-packed so far, as Tarrier, he's seeing if there's a move possible into the Brussels hairpin, but just isn't quite that opportunity just yet, I should say, sorry. But Lightshock has had a good exit out of No Name Corner, and are they going to go side by side here with LTK Tarrier? Yes, they are, side by side they go. Oh, and who's going to come out on top here? And Tarrier has come out on top, and now he's going for the move on Tom Gordian through the fan chicane, but doesn't quite work out for Tarrier this time round. And now Kozlowski has kept himself in this group really, but he's made quite a gap back to Matthew, 3 seconds there. But now who's going to be under some pressure this time? Into Blanchimont corner. Oh, and it's doubly 2 by 2 they go. 4 wide is that? Oh my goodness me, a lot of side by side action here into the bus stop chicane. And who's come out on top here? Samurai into second. Lightshock taking the lead now of this Belgian Grand Prix, and oh, it's side by side as we now go on board with Kozlowski. He is having a great view of this. He must have the proverbial popcorn out here. And now side by side through Eau Rouge, Tom Gordian and LTK Tarrier. They managed to keep it clean, and it's Tom Gordian up to third, but now is Tarrier going to be under some pressure now from Vapid Coot? Yes, he is. There he gets himself ahead, and now Samurai retaking the lead. Tom Gordian going for a move as well in the fan chicane. Tarrier going for a move on Vapid as well. And still they go on towards the Brussels hairpin now, side by side Tarrier and Vapid. And it's Tarrier P4 for now. And is Kozlowski having a look on Vapid there, very slightly. And so Samurai under some pressure. Lightshock going round the outside into the entrance of the fan chicane, and Lightshock now leads this Belgian Grand Prix. There's action further behind to Matthew, heading this second group on the road here. Now though, it's Kozlowski and Vapid side by side, are they? Yes, they are. And who will come out on top here? Vapid. P5 is his for now, but what will happen into the bus stop chicane? Vapid defending the inside. And side by side, who will come out on top here? Is that into the pits for Vapid? Yes, it is. Vapid pitting. So maybe we undercut here for Vapid, but we'll go back to the action out on track because I'm sure it will be absolutely action-packed as we head down the hill towards O'Rage once again. Nose to tail completely side by side. Tom Gorian and Light Shock. Oh my goodness me. And now Samurai gets in on the action as well. And who's going to be in the lead as they, by the time they get to the end of the Camel Straight, Samurai going up the inside of Light Shock. Tardier up the inside of Tom Gorian as well. But it hasn't worked out for Tardier. He is fourth, and that's Tom with a penalty now. Tom has a penalty. And so, I'll just get myself out of the game chat there. But Light Shock still all over the back of Samurai. Tom all over the back of Light Shock now as well into the pan chicane. Tom makes a move. Tarrier's going to try one as well if it's possible for him, but not quite this time round for LTK Tarrier there. Space didn't just quite open up there. But now, what's going to happen here? Tom looks like he's under a bit of pressure from Light Shock as they head towards Blanchimont, but Tom's actually attacking Samurai, and now Tom takes the lead. Samurai, does they lose position to Light Shock as well, and to Tarrier as well, and now side by side between Light Shock and Tom Gorian for the lead. Is anybody going to pit and react to Vapid? That is the question. Yes, Tom Gorian into the pits for Williams. So we'll keep one eye on that as up the inside Samurai on the Tarrier. But is it slightly too deep? Oh, a bit of a moment from Tarrier there. Sees Samurai take second position. And so is Tarrier going to go for a move down the Camel Straight once again. Is the opportunity there this time? Is Kozlowski going to close up on Tarrier? Yes, he is. And the Aston Martin car. Oh, Samurai goes for a move as well. And Kozlowski may complete the move for P3. However, though, Tarrier trying back as they head into the Brussels hairpin, but Tarrier gets that position back. Now the two Audis switch positions. Vapid P6, but Tom Gorian has ended up ahead of Vapid there, so that is going to be important in this pit stop phase. And I need a drink of water after those first 9 laps there. It's been all action here in Belgium. And who will come into the pits this lap, if anybody? That is the question here, as Tarrier looks on the tail once again. Side by side through Blanchimont they go, and Tarrier, does he make the move stick into the bus stop chicane? Samurai defending the inside line for the first part of the bus stop, but Samurai pits along with Kozlowski as well. So into the pits for Samurai and for Kozlowski. Some hard compound tyres there for Samurai and Kozlowski as well. So let's now see where they feed into the field. So it is Samurai 5th. Vapid's on the tail of Tom Gorian. They're now 3rd and 4th, and they are now side by side through Kemmel and onto the Kemmel straight. Vapid takes P3 away from Tom Gorian. And now side by side, Kozlesko and Zombie into Lecom. There's Zombie P6 now. Any more pieces of action? Lecom as Small Girl ahead of the Ferrari of Master Chef. And now Tarrier closing up to Light Shock. The top two are yet to pit here. And of course, Light Shock starting on those hards. He'll look to go much further into this Grand Prix. But Tom Gorian, Tom is right on the tail of Vapid now. And let's see what happens between these two drivers, if at all they provide us with some action this time round. Tom, is he close enough? But Tarrier pits from second, and Vapid defends the inside line into the bus stop chicane. Who's going to come out on top? Vapid stays P2 for now. It's Kozlesko getting himself ahead of Zombie's Haas car. Some more action just behind here with Matthew, Sproit and Verstappen in a bit of a trio there as well. Let's see where Tarrier comes out. He's out the pits now, and Tarrier slots in, and it's ahead of Kozlesko and it's behind Samurai. So Tarrier slotting in P5. Now though, Tom Gorian finds himself on the tail of Vapid. Is he close enough for anything? Doesn't look like it. Kozlesko, can he close up? Somebody is closing up. Sproit is making a move on Matthew for P8 there. Good move there. Matty, I believe, just made a move there. But oh, it's action again in the battle for P8, Matthew and Sproit. Apologies for missing that one. And so, who is on the tail of who? Tom is on the tail of Vapid, that is the situation. And so, who is going to go for a move next? Who will be doing the overtake? That's the question. Let's see. As we head towards Blanchimont for another time. Oh, and it's nose to tail there. Tarrier, Samurai are side by side, and looks like Samurai defends his position for now. There's going to be some action here. Abel and Verstappen, but Abel's gone a bit deep into the bus stop, so could that allow Verstappen 95 back through? Not quite though. As we now head back towards the front, is Tom close enough this time to Vapid? As the two of them making a slight gap. Tarrier and Samurai side by side through Eau Rouge. Now, let's give us a good camera angle here as Tom takes P2, and now Tarrier is P4 ahead of Samurai 5th and Kozlesko 6th here. And now Sproit is going to go for a move on Matthew into Lecom. Side by side they go. Oh, it's close between the two of them, and who comes out on top? Ever so slight touching of wheels, but still hard and fair for the moment, and Matthew defending his position here. Whoa. Lots of action here today, this Grand Prix. My glass of water is getting drunk here, and a lot more than I usually drink during a race. Oh, he's got himself a penalty there, unfortunate for him there. But now Sproit's got Abel right on his tail. Under pressure is the McLaren, the Haas driver of Abel, trying to get through up the inside into Blanchimont. There's not quite the space though. but they can indeed have the bus stop chicane. Oh, Sproit right on the tail of Matthew as well, but he has to defend as well from Abel, who gets through and up to P9 for the Haas driver for now. And Kirby heading into the pits there in the background. And now what is happening at the front here? What is going to be happening? Vapid's right on the tail of Tom Gorian, and side by side they go once again. Vapid takes P2 down the Kemmel straight. There's also action in the battle for P5 and 6. Samurai making that position his for now. The battle a bit further back continues on. Now Matthew under pressure. Sproit up the inside into the com. Oh, Matthew going ever so slightly off circuit there. So we'll see if anything comes of that. But meanwhile, some more nose to tail actions. And so Samurai and Kozlesko nose to tail as well with each other, and excuse me. Right, we head towards launch one once more. Tom Gorian is right on the tail of Vapid. He makes it through for P2 now, and Tom goes through, and meanwhile Lightshot pits from the lead. He'll go on to the medium tyre, and it will be Tom who will take the lead for now. Into the pits goes Lightshot from what was the lead at the Grand Prix, but now that lead goes to Tom Gorian, as on to the mediums goes the Cadillac of Lightshot, and he slots in P4. Now the top three have a 3-second advantage on the Cadillac man for this evening, but Vapid is right on the tail of Tom Gorian. Side by side they go, and who's going to come out on top here as they head into the column? It's Vapid who takes the lead now, and there's action once again between Samurai and Kozlesko, and now there's action as well between the Ferrari and the Haas cars. And so, there's a yellow flag. That looks like it's in the pit lane entrance. RVZ into the pits for them. But now we look towards the top three once again, nose to tail. And so, what's going to occur here? Kozlesko's right on the tail of Samurai, and there's a position change between Matthew and Abel as they go side by side with each other. The battle still going on, is it? Into the fan chicane it is, and Matthew swoops round and consolidates his position there. But meanwhile, Vapid under pressure from Tom Gorian and from LTK Terrier. Vapid down to third position, but what's going to happen into the bus stop chicane? Oh, Vapid, does he have a look? Oh, he thought about it, and Kozlesko is now ahead of Samurai. Samurai getting that good exit. Let's stay in position now. As Abel and Matthew, they were switching positions as well. And that's RVZ out the Grand Prix, and is that a virtual? No, it's a full safety car deployed. Safety car is deployed here. So that is going to spice things up. So into the pits for Leo, MasterChef, Small Girl, and Sproit, as well as Staff 95 and TM Kirby. All of those drivers into the pits here. And it's going to be a mix of soft and medium tyres. Staff 95, some mediums for them. And Kirby goes on to the hard tyre. So what are the lead group going to do here? Of course, they have a little bit longer to go till they reach the pit lane. And so, it's been an action-packed race so far. And we'll see what the last stint has to offer. Now, would anyone choose to not pit here? Maybe Light Shock on some fresh mediums, maybe they would decide not to, but obviously soft tyres would be the choice. So, Tom going in the pits, Tarnier, Vapid, Light Shock, Kulesko and Samurai all pitting. Oh, it's a 10-second penalty for Samurai. And into the pits, the top group all pitting it is mediums for Tom, for Tarnier, and for Samurai, and for Vapid, and for Kulesko, and yeah, all 6, well now all 7, on to hard tyres for Zombie as well. Matthew's on some mediums. Matthew is on some softs. Abel on the medium, Zombie on the medium as well. Okay. So it's gonna be most drivers settled into position from those safety car pit stops. So the top 9 have all chosen the medium, so my suggestion of the softs being the best to go on has only been agreed with by 3 of the drivers, so maybe they're not going to last 5 or 6 laps. Of course, it's a very long lap in Belgium, so yeah, maybe I should have thought about that a bit more, but there you go. There you go indeed, right. Let's have a look at penalties. Yeah, Tom with that 3-second penalty, that is not going to help his cause. Whether he's got any scope to get it removed, we of course don't know. We haven't seen all of his warnings, so yeah. 1, 2. Maybe take with a slight pinch of salt, but we don't know obviously how the penalty has been received by Tom. But it is Tom Goring who leads the way. Vapid is in 2nd, Tarrier is 3rd, Light Shock in 4th, Kulesko's 5th, Samurai is 6th with Zombie in P7, Abel's P8 and Matty P9. Top 9 all on the medium tyre, and you've got Matthew and Leo on the soft tyre, Small Girl on mediums in 12th, and it's Master Chef 13th on the softs, and Sproit 14th on mediums, Sap 95 15th, and Tim Kirby P16 as he goes into the pits to go on to maybe the soft tyre. We'll have a look, of course, in a moment when he goes into the pits. So Kirby is pitting once again under safety car conditions, and he does go on to a set of the soft compound tyres. So we'll have the freshest of tyres. It is the strategy he does tend to normally do under a safety car. Wait till the last lap of the safety car, go on to a fresh set of whatever tyre is obviously the softest for the situation, and you'll of course, catch back up to the field. Oh, and it is a 10-second penalty for Leo. Him and Smallgirl have had some sort of collision under safety car conditions. So that is not an ideal one there. And Master Chef has now done the same thing. That's a bit of a weird one. Can't see any sort of glitches occurring. So, yeah, that is slightly peculiar. But surely now it will be safety car in this lap. And right on cue, safety car is in this lap. So, Tom will now dictate the pace. And how long is he going to wait? He's got quite a long final sector, so still has a bit more to wait. So Tom, as the leader of the race at this point, he will dictate pace of the restart here, as the green flags are about to be shown again. And Tom puts his foot down. And can he catch anyone unawares a little bit here? Can he get himself a bit of a gap he needs? Can he, of course, get a 3-second gap to mitigate that penalty that he currently has? We shall find out here. Anyone going for a move into a source? Pro 8 potentially there. Making a move. A couple of position changes. As top of Eau Rouge, Master Chef's out the Grand Prix. That has happened at La Source. But what's happening at the Camel Straight is side by side between Vapid and Tom once again here. Into Lecom, and who comes out on top? It is Tom, retaining the lead for the moment. Action further back as well, momentarily. And I believe they all settle into position. Oh, it's a bit of contact between Smallgirl and Verstappen 95. As Sprite heads through an upper position and now is right on the tail of Verstappen 95. Will there be any side-by-side action here? Not into the pull-on corner. Have a look back towards the front. It's side-by-side. Vapid and Tarrier. Who will come out ahead? And it is Tarrier who makes the move stick here. Gets himself ahead. And now Vapid could be under some pressure from Light Shock now. And what is going to happen here? Vapid under some pressure. Oh, is it side by side? Does Light Shock go up the inside? But now Vapid defending the inside, and Light Shock takes the outside route and gets up to third position. Can Kizlesko get in on the action as well? He can indeed, as he goes side by side. And now on to lap 19, and it's Light Shock making the move on Tarrier for P2. So, positions changing everywhere you look here. And now we head through Eau Rouge once again. Tarrier's had a good run, it looks like, and he's got an overtake on Light Shock now. And can he attack Tom Gurian as well for the lead as they head towards the Lecom chicane? Side by side they go. Who will come out on top? Tarrier with the inside line for the second part, but Tom with the inside line from Malmedy, but that's not worked out for the Williams driver. And Tarrier takes the lead, but Tom's gone back up the inside into the Brussels hairpin, and Tom retaking the lead here. And these guys fighting away hard, but very much cleanly so far in this Belgian Grand Prix. And with just a few laps to go, every move is going to be important. As I had a momentarily look there into the fan chicane, but wasn't quite on that time round. Now, what's going to occur? these next few laps, in these next few moments as well. Who's got some good battery situations going on for them? Tom's under pressure from Tarrier, is he? Oh, very close to each other. Through Blanchimon and Light Shock having a look, is he? Tarrier's now having a look on Tom. Into the bus stop chicane they go. Tom defends nicely the inside line there. It's just a bit further back. Zombie has been spun around. And the Haas dropping a couple of positions there. Not so ideal. But now, as Tarrier going up the inside. Oh, and what is going to happen out of the source? Who comes out ahead? It is Tarrier who comes out ahead of Tom Gorian, but Lightshock right behind as well. Vapid right behind too. And side by side, Lightshock going through. Can Lightshock take the lead through the Camel straight? But it looks like, oh, he's maybe not quite had enough battery, and it's LTK Tarrier who now leads the way. And now there's some more action as well. Further back as well. Is it going to continue on? Of course, we need to keep our eyes on this front battle. With 2.5 laps to go of this race, and it could be anyone's race victory on the cards here still at this stage. And now it's all about who plays their cards right, who times their moves to perfection, and who has the best of the racecrafts as well. And we'll now see as they head towards Blanchimon corner. Vapid closing up to Lightshock here. Is there going to be side-by-side action? Yes, there is. Vapid makes it through for P2, and now Tom is going to follow suit as well. Is he into the bus stop chicane? And yes, he is. Oh, but a bit of a slide from Tom. And that sees those things occur. So, penultimate lap of the Grand Prix we go on to now. And what is going to happen this time round as they head through Eau Rouge. There's some nice action in the background, but there is action for the lead of the Grand Prix right here, which we need to keep our eyes on, and Lightshock and Tom side by side. And Vapid decides to stay second position, interestingly enough. Now we can have a look here. Pass of Abel ahead of Matthew. Oh, and it's for the lead. We have to go back here, and it's now Vapid's cut up the inside into the Brussels hairpin. Can he make the move stick? And he completes it into the no-name corner. So, is it going to be a case of it's going to be right? So it's going to be get my words out here, as now Tom Gorian takes P2. Tom takes P2. So what I was going to say there is, it's going to be advantageous not to be P1 into the braking zone of the bus stop chicane this lap, because P1 at that point will not get overtake for the last lap of the Grand Prix, and still drivers looking for moves. Nose to tail completely, and it's going to be side by side into Blanchimon corner. Just praying they all keep it clean here, and they're able to do so, very much so. It's very good driving from all these top 5 drivers, and it's on to the last lap. And now, who was that driver who was leading? I think Lightshock's not going to get the overtake on this final lap. And now Tom, is he going for a move into La Source? He's trying to make it work. He's the Williams driver. And of course, final lap of the race as we head through Eau Rouge for the final time this Grand Prix. Who's going to get a good run through the Kemmel Straight? Tarrier is going side by side with the Cadillac of Lightshock, and now Tom's going for it as well. Oh, it's a Hakkinen and Schumacher moment here, looking like, and Tom Gorian takes the lead into the Les Combes chicane. And so, can he keep that lead? That is the question. When Vapid goes for it up the inside of Lightshock into Brussels hairpin, can he make it stick? No, he cannot. Lightshot keeping that podium place for now. Kozlesko wants to get in the action as well. He's not able to get past Vapid through Puon. And so, top 5 on this final lap of this race now. It's going to be all about here for everyone. Who has the most battery remaining? Who's going to use it well? Tarrier's going to go side by side with Tom Gorin here as they head towards the Blanchimont corner. Tarrier takes the lead. Kozlesko gets ahead of Vapid. And now what's going to happen here? Into the bus stop chicane. It is Tarrier who leads the way, and is that going to be the final result? They appear from the bus stop chicane, and it is going to be LTK Tarrier who wins here in Belgium to make it a second race victory in a row. Oh, and the Ferrari spins in the background there. Matthew is going to lose a bunch of positions now, as it is Sproate who takes 10th position there. And across the line, and of course we'll go through the full race results in a moment. Let's get on to the results screen. So that was a very, very good race there. Oh, we're now looking at a garage. That was quite funny. We're looking at the McLaren garage there, okay. So, once the podium ceremony loads. Okay. Come on. Load, please. Come on. Why is it not loading? There we go. It's loading. Right. So, LTK Tarrier is your race winner here in Belgium. Lightshock is P2 and Kozlesko P3 with Vapid P4. Tom P5 and Matty with P6. Abel P7. Zombie P8. Samurai P9 and Sproate rounding out the top 10 positions with Verstappen 95, 11th, and Kirby in P12 and scoring the last of those points scoring positions. And then we have Matthew 13th, Small Girl 14th, Leo in 15th, and then it's MasterChef and RVZ, the two DNF drivers here in Belgium. So, thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, we've got a couple of weeks off before our next race, which is going to be, and I'll get the date, it's going to be on the 1st of August. So we're going to be back Saturday the 1st of August, and of course right here on this channel. The drivers will get to enjoy a couple of weeks off, and we'll be back in Madrid for round number 4. So all that's left for me now to say is thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.